We've said for a long time that Donald Trump is the natural progression and the de-evolution of the Republican Party. And that's absolutely true. I mean, when you consider the fact that they have just become more racist over time, then yes, Donald Trump is absolutely the result of that, not the cause of that. But it actually goes a little bit deeper than just being the natural progression of the Republican Party. Because as it turns out, Trump is the embodiment of Republican policies for the last 40, 50 years. Think about this. Over the weekend, we learned that Donald Trump basically didn't pay any taxes, possibly for as long as 2 decades. That is a Republican policy. Donald Trump is the kind of person that benefits from Republican policies. When you look at some of the real estate deals he's made and the casino deals and all of that, the Trump University, Trump Airlines, all of that as a result of deregulation, again, a Republican policy. Donald Trump and people like him are the only people in this country that benefit from Republican policies. Tax cuts, deregulation, trickle-down economic theory. It's these people. It's the Donald Trumps. And they felt empowered, and that's why you have an idiot like Donald Trump running for president thinking that he's entitled to this office as well. That's the problem with Republicans. It doesn't matter what happens to average citizens. It doesn't matter what actually happens to workers in a factory or workers at a hotel or students going to a university. All that matters is what happens to the wealthy people who keep the Republicans in power. And so Donald Trump, in addition to being the embodiment of the latest evolution of the Republican Party, is what happens when Republican policies come to life in a human form. This election is not about substance whatsoever, but it could be. If Hillary Clinton were to take the lead, or Jill Stein or Gary Johnson for that matter, were to take the lead and explain the link between Republican policies and Donald Trump, I think we could be looking at a very different campaign here, not just presidentially, but further down the line. Paul Ryan has been out trying to act presidential, trying to act like a leader for the last few months, telling the American public that we've got to reform this tax code. We've got to ease the tax burden on millionaires and billionaires. We got to get rid of these horrible government regulations that are killing our jobs. But in reality, what he's doing is trying to make apologies for the way Donald Trump is, for the way that the Koch brothers are, for the way that Sheldon Adelson is. Because Paul Ryan's proposals here are nothing new. It's what the Republican Party has been doing since the 1980s. And yet he's still trying to sell this as a new idea. But what it really is it's going to create a new generation of millionaires and billionaires who have absolutely no empathy, no regard for their fellow human beings. They just know one thing, the obsessive pursuit of money. They know how to buy politicians, and they know how to get exactly what they want while screwing over everyone else in the process. That is what Donald Trump is. That is what the Republican Party represents. And that's what we can expect as long as these idiots keep pushing these failed Republican policies.